Connecticut Against Gun Violence is Jeremy Stein to talk about this. And Jeremy, first, we tend to focus on the number of people killed. In Alabama, 4 people lost their lives, but nearly 30 people were injured, something that is impacting dozens of families throughout that community. And all of this happening at a birthday party. Talk to us about the ramifications of a shooting like this one.
Well, we are dealing with a public health crisis, obviously, in the United States. 161 mass shootings have occurred so far this year. And what we do know is when we're looking at whether we're talking about Kentucky, Alabama, or Tennessee, these states have some of the worst gun laws in the country, some of the weakest gun laws. And according to the Giffords organization, these states need to do better on enacting gun laws just like we have in Connecticut.
Jeremy, this was a Sweet 16. How do people begin to have these conversations with children, essentially, who were impacted?
Yeah, I think it's very difficult right now, especially in our country where gun violence is the leading cause of death amongst children, not car accidents, not cancer, it's gun violence. And I think, we have to wake up to the reality that we just are not as safe as we once were. But the most important thing that we need to take away from this is that guns are not the answer. In fact, the proliferation of firearms in our country is what is really making us to have a gun violence death rate like no other in the world.
Yeah, Jeremy, we talked about mass shootings, but violent crime, gun crime is happening in cities all over the country. And really more people die in that, right?
Well, I mean, really, we have a gun problem in the United States. Whether we're talking about violent crimes or gun deaths right now, it is really gun death that we're talking about that is leading the cause of death among children. So while, violence is really an issue, it is the ease of access to firearms. And there's simple laws, just as permit to purchase laws, red flag laws like we have in Connecticut, or even something as simple as safe storage could have saved some of the lives in some of these shootings that we're hearing about. More states have to pass laws like we have in Connecticut. We have some of the strongest gun laws in the country, and as a result, some of the lowest gun death rates.
Thank you for joining us, Jeremy. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.